Welcome to Tuesday with Tammy. And I have Garry. What's your last name, Garry?
Garry Segal.
Garry Segal. And we're here at the Pueblo at...
Tuzigoot in Clarkdale, Arizona.
Nice. And let's tell our listeners where that is exactly.
Well, Tuzigoot National Monument, located near Sedona, Jerome, Cottonwood, and Clarkdale, that whole vortex area. Very wonderful spiritual place to be.
It sure is. So I stopped in here and I got a pass. I think I got a national pass, actually. How lucky am I? Now I have to go check out the rest of the U.S. But while I'm here, I came across Garry playing his flute. Can you tell my listeners about your flute?
Well, I'm a full-time musician, and I played native flute as kind of a hobby for the past 15, 20 years. But due to the whole COVID business, all my regular music gigs were gone. Play bass and harmonica and sing. But all of a sudden an opportunity came up where I was asked if I'd like to play native flute here at Tuzigoot. So after a little auditioning and playing for people, they said, well, okay, you sound like you're doing it. So it's an honor and a privilege for me to kind of provide the native flute sound here. I am not native, yet I've spent a lot of time researching and playing. And basically what you do with the flute is you listen to nature, you listen to the bird calls, and you try and blend into a beautiful place like Tuzigoot.
And you're going to play for us.
Oh, let's hear a little bit. Okay.
A little bit. Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. So we can find you here on Wednesdays through the weekend.
Yep, I play here weather permitting, and I teach people about the flute a little bit. They sell some native flutes here, and I try and keep the music alive here and the spirit alive for people to enjoy this incredible place.
I'll have to post pictures and videos of this beautiful place. I could feel it feels very peaceful here. That's for sure, like I mentioned. And was this a gift?
No, I bought this. This is from my Navajo friends. Jonas made this. Navajo made. I don't know if you can see that. And it has my spirit animal, the wolf, on it. And I'm very, very, very lucky to be out here in Arizona and to be able to bring the voice of the native flute. Even though I'm not native myself, I really am honored to bring the voice of the flute to a native dwelling like this. It's really a privilege.
One more, please.
Okay, sure.
See, you're in for such a treat today. My guest had no idea. I like surprises sometimes. And, well, I know you accept tips, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's always nice. And then my other question is, I know you have Facebook, and we will connect. Can my listeners, if anybody wants to learn, do you do Zoom, or you can teach, or is that something new that I'm presenting?
Well, yeah, I don't. I'm not a teacher of the flute. I've given some instruction, but the flute is really an improvisational instrument. And what I do when I do teach people is just kind of get them started, and then off you go. It's kind of like riding a bike. You know, once you can ride it, you don't have to take that many more lessons. But I'd be glad to encourage people to pick it up and check it out, because even on YouTube you can find ways and lessons to learn it. I'm not the best teacher.
Well, it's really a privilege, to hear you play.
Thanks so much.
And any last words of advice?
Well, if you want to play the native flute, I suggest you support some native causes and listen to it, and just be in touch with nature, listen to bird calls, and be part of life.
Thank you. Oh, and I do want to ask your experience with COVID. You mentioned
Well, I didn't have it, but as it ruined everybody's life this year. I'm a touring musician, so I didn't do my regular gigs, and lucky enough to be able to be asked to play native flute here at Tuzigoot. So that kind of saved me for 2020, at least as far as being creative and playing music. So.
And you can't really play the Doobie Brothers, or what was the other?
Well, like I was telling Tammy, I said I have to turn my musical brain off and try and play this in the Anasazi style, the ancient style, so I don't let Allman Brother licks, creep in there. And that's a challenge when you're a musician. It's easy to say, oh, look, I can play this song, that song on here, but the natives 900 years ago didn't have those reference points, so I try and play from the reference points that are available to me here, which are birds and coyotes and wind.
Rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes.
I didn't see any on my trail path today.
There's plenty out here, though. We may see one today.
And sometimes they're so big. Yep, it's true. But I saw hawks and I saw white-tailed deer.
You're lucky. There's a ton of wildlife out here, but sometimes during the day it's hard to see them. You're lucked out by seeing them during the day.
Yeah. And then there's a swamp, I believe, at the end there, right?
Yep, there's a swamp and a river. That's why this whole area was such a thriving community for the native people, the Pueblo dwellers of the time. And it's still a mystery why they left this area. So that's still being researched and talked about.
I like mysteries.
Me too.
It makes us wonder.
Absolutely. Well, that's why this place has a very positive feel. Because the consensus is that after living here for 600-800 years, they just left and moved on. So there wasn't a feeling that there was a violent departure or anything.
No, I feel it's very positive here. Yeah, I don't get that feeling either.
Very peaceful.
Very peaceful. Well, any last words?
That's it. Be nice to everybody.
Well, thank you, and I'll put your email and Facebook connection, and thanks again.
No problem. I'll play out a little bit here.
Thank you.